Finally, the whole village will have peace. So, when are they going to do the burial? Emeka asked. Which burial? Is it the woman whose children have never come to the village for over 20 years, even after their mother's body was discovered in the house? Now those one won't do burial. They do response in pidgin. Emeka, Mr. George is waiting for you in my office. A voice called out to Emeka, who was sitting at his desk in his office, and he never took cognizance of when Usman entered his office. Nedu, I need to go. I will call you later in the evening. Emeka says into the phone. Okay, no yawa. Nedu responds. Emeka ends the call. I thought you guys already concluded. Emeka says to Usman. It seems you are the only one he wants to deal with here. Tell me, what do you have on this man that he only wants you to attend to him alone? Usman asked. Trust, that's what it's called. Emeka says as he stands on his feet. Let's go. Emeka says, swaying his hand for Usman to lead the way. Emeka's mind flashes back to the time when he was in the village. This wicked woman, he thought to himself as he followed Usman behind. Emeka was 14 years old when the unthinkable happened to him. He remembered vividly how the wicked old woman had given his brother food 3 months after his 2 parents passed on. Rumor has it that it was the old woman who killed both his parents, all because of the land that belongs to his father passed down from his grandparents. His parents have always been at war with the old woman over the landed property, and this same old woman is the one who takes what she wants, regardless of whoever it belongs to. She has rendered a lot of mothers childless because of her evil deeds in the village, which earned her the nickname the Grand Witch. Nobody dares to confront her for her deeds in the entire village. It is said that she has the entire council of chiefs locked in her pocket. Each chief feared for their life to pass fair judgments when matters involving her arises, which comes to the village square where matters are being resolved. The last chief who dared to pass fair judgment on a case involving her didn't live to see the sunset for that day. Mothers warn their children to stay away from the old woman's house. They tell their children that whenever they see the old woman, they should run for their lives. People cannot stand up for themselves whenever the woman is working a wicked game. The ones who stood for themselves didn't live to tell the tale. It was a fateful evening in the village of Eke. Nedu had just come back from playing with his friends at the river. He and his brother are now living with their uncle, Ikena. Ikena have taken upon the responsibility of taking care of his nephew after his brother and his brother's wife's demise. On this very fateful day, Ikena was running late, and it was only Nedu who had come into the house earlier. He was hungry, and it was getting late. He tried to check if there was fruits or leftovers in the house so he could fill his stomach till when his uncle or brother comes back home. But there was nothing at home. As he opens the kitchen cupboard door, searching for something, he remembers his uncle's remark in the morning, saying that once he comes back from work, he will go to the market to get some food stuff. His uncle Ikena is a construction worker in a neighboring village. He does come around in the evening once he closes from work, but today seems different. Nedu hears a knock on the door as his stomach rumbles. Who is that? Nedu calls out from the kitchen. He hears the knock again, but this time louder. I say, who is that? Nedu asked. I say, who is that? Nedu asked again, knowing certainly that it was not his brother or uncle at the door. Each of them had their own keys to the house. It is me, Mama Kachi. The door becomes distant from Nedu. and he can feel the living room becoming larger virtually. Of all the people to come visit their house this night, the wicked old woman, has she come to continue where she stopped? God, please have mercy on my soul. Nedu mutters. What do you want? Nedu calls out. Open the door, the woman says. Nobody is at home. Nedu calls out from the corner where he was standing in the living room. When will your uncle be back? The old woman asked. I said nobody is at home, Nedu says. This time, his stomach rumbles as he speaks. I brought food for your uncle, the old woman says. Why? Nedu asked sharply as the hair on his skin rises. We have a party at our compound today, so I thought of bringing food for your house, the woman says. Okay, ma, can you leave it on the bench outside? My uncle will pick it up when he comes back, Nedu says. Open the door so I can give it to you, the woman says. I don't have the key. I was locked inside by my brother while I was sleeping, Nedu says as he looks at the center table where he had dropped the house key. I hope a dog or squirrel will not eat it, the old woman asked. We don't have a dog in our compound, Nedu says. Just leave it there. When they come back, they will pick it up, Nedu says. Okay, the old woman says. Nedu can hear the rumbling of the nylon on the bench. He waits to hear the footsteps of the woman fade away. His stomach rumbles again. Where is Emeka? He thought to himself. He grabs the key from the center table, unlocks the door, steps out of the door, and looks around to see if the woman has truly gone or she's lurking around somewhere. As there is no sign of the woman, he reaches for the food, grabs it, and hurriedly goes back into the house and locks the door behind him. He drops the food container on the center table, and he hurries into the room. He lies still on the bed, waiting for the time to go by. His stomach rumbles again. After a while, he stands from the bed and makes his way to the living room. What will the woman have put inside the food? He thought to himself. So he opened the food to see what was inside. Ah! He exclaimed as he looked at the white rice and red stew with beef and chicken on top. His mouth salivates as his stomach grumbles. When is Emeka going to come? The thought of having a taste of the food runs across his mind. He makes his way to the kitchen, picks up a spoon, opens the food, takes a scoop of the food, ready to put it inside his mouth. Hi everyone, we know you are enjoying this story so far, but we would like to ask you for a quick favor. Please do well to share, like, subscribe, put on the notification button, and comment. We love feedback. If you do this for us, this will help us to work more on our stories. Thank you. And he hears the door unlock, and he lets the spoon down into the food container. Who gave you food? Emeka asked. Mama Kachi, he stutters. Chimo, this boy wants to kill me. Hey! Emeka yells. So, the death of our parents does not make you afraid, Okwaya? That you went ahead to collect food from that wicked witch? Eh? She brought the food to our house, Nedu replies softly. And you cannot reject it, so you allowed her into this house. Emeka shoots another question at his brother. I told her to leave it outside, Nedu replies. Of all the food in this world that you are craving for, so it is our food that you have chosen to eat. This boy, it seems you have missed our parents so much that the next thing on your agenda is to go and meet them, Okwaya. Open your mouth, let me see. I hope you have not swallowed anything. Emeka looks into his brother's mouth like a dentist looking for a bad tooth. No, I was about to eat before you came in. No, you were about to die. Emeka grabs the food on the table and heads out of the house. Nedu follows behind. But there is nothing to eat at home now, Nedu contests. So, it is the death that is hungering you, Okwaya. Emeka makes his way to the soakaway. He opens the lid and pours the food inside the soakaway. Emeka, I'm hungry, Nedu says. Don't worry, I bought Opa. Let's go inside. Emeka leads his brother into the house. The next day, there was a thunderous knock on the door which could bring the door down if it were not opened quickly. Who is that? Ikenna yells from inside the house, but the knock persists. I said, who is that? Do you want to break my door? Break Amunugo. Ikenna opens the door and he sees a little crowd outside his house. Ahem. To what do I owe the villagers' visit at my doorstep? Early this morning, Ikenna asked. Your nephew has been summoned by the elders at the village square. One of the people standing with the crowd says, his face as hard as a rock. Are you at the wrong house or something? Which of my nephew? Ikenna asked. Emeka, the man replies. On what allegation? Ikenna asked, knowing fully well that when a crowd gathers at once on a doorstep or someone is summoned at the village square, it does not always end well. When he gets there, he will know, the man says. Okay, you can go. I will bring him along, Ikenna says. We cannot leave here without him. He has to follow us, the man says. Okay, so you all can kill him on your way the way you killed his parents, Okwaya. Watch your tongue, Ikenna, the man says sharply. Do not accuse us of their wrongdoings. Wrongdoings? Osigini. Ikenna, don't let anger control you. An old man from the crowd speaks gently. We will all go, but make sure you bring him to the village square. We will be behind you, Mazi, Ikenna says. The crowd were reluctant to leave. Ikenna shuts the door behind him. As he shuts the door, he comes to face with his two nephews. Emeka, what did you do? Ikenna says with his eyebrow raised. Emeka's eyes are fully opened. While Nedu is still half awake, I did not do anything wrong, Emeka says softly. Have you offended anybody? Ikenna asked again. I didn't do anything wrong, Uncle, Emeka replies. Uncle, Mama Kachi came yesterday, Nedu says. Alom, what did you do to her? Ikenna asked. Nothing. She brought food yesterday. I did not let her in, Nedu asked. I hope you did not insult her, Ikenna asked. No, but she dropped the food she brought, Nedu says. What did you do to the food? Ikenna asked, paying attention to his nephews. I poured it away, Emeka says. Go and take your bath. We are leaving for the village square. Ikenna and Emeka arrive at the village square and everyone is already gathered. The elders in their seats while the old woman took the accuser's stand. Oh great, Emeka thought to himself. Ikenna and Emeka come to stand in front of the elders like a suspect in front of a jury and the judge. Emeka and Ikenna greet the elders. The meeting proceeds as one of the elders clears his throat and the crowd at the village square comes to a hush. Emeka, step forward, the elder says. Emeka can see the wrinkle on the man's face. He is clothed in an Igbo attire, a walking stick on his right hand, and a chief staff in the other. He had a red cap on that frames his head his grey hair popping out on every side of his head under the cap. Emeka now stands in front of the elders like an accused waiting verdicts from the jury. Is it true you called Mama Kachi a witch? The elder asked. Emeka is short of words. What cat seized your tongue? The elder speaks. Speak up, child. Another elder yells. The food she brought to your house, what did you do with it? The elder asked again. I threw it away. Emeka says softly. Why will you throw the food away when you know you will not eat it? The elder asked again. Emeka was silent and refused to respond. Why did you call her a witch? The elder returns back to question. At this point, Emeka is already tensed. Sweat beads form all over his head. Answer me, young man, or do you want the god of our land to strike you with lightning? The old man says, this time with a harshness in his voice. I did not call her a witch, he says with a low voice. Can you swear at the shrine that you never called her a witch? Another elder speaks. Emeka turns to face the elder. He couldn't endure the piercing question he's being asked. He burst out saying, am I the only one who have ever called her a witch in the whole village? Villagers at the village square let out murmuring. Silence! A tall, huge man who had been standing behind one of the chiefs yells. The whole noise dies down in split seconds. Thank you, Wonke. He acknowledged the man, the chief, takes a huge sign of relief before proceeding with his question. Are you willing to swear at the shrine that you never called her a witch? The chief spoke calmly. No, Emeka says with a relief. The whole crowd gives a mixed sound of My chase. The matter is something that can be settled. Please pardon us. Ikena says as he steps forward. Who asked you to speak? Are you the one that is being questioned? Another chief shuts Ikena up. The whole village comes to a pin drop of silence. When the elders speak, you keep quiet. Emeka, the chief calls out Emeka's name. As you have refused to take an oath at the shrine, you are found guilty of calling an old widow who have extended love to your family a witch. You are hereby banished from the village of Eke. Emeka heart sank. He can't believe his ears. His leg are heavy to move. Where will he go? Who does he know outside this village? These are the questions running through his mind as he follows his uncle home with the villagers behind them. Please do well to share, like, subscribe, put on the notification button and comment. We love feedback. If you do this for us, this will help us to work more on our stories. Thank you.